This is bpcc, brought to you by the Division of Communication and Performing Arts.
Welcome to This is bpcc After Dark. I am Jonathan Elmore, your host. I have with me the owners of JandW Music, Johnny and,
Wendy.
Johnny and Wendy, JandW Music. Now, Johnny is actually a student at Bossier Parish Community College. So, Johnny, tell me, I don't know where to start, but tell me a little bit about yourself, and let's start there.
Well, we've got to go all the way back then, 40 plus years. No, I'm really a local guy. I graduated from Captain Shreve, joined the military, and had my military career, and then I retired in 2010. And I started dabbling in musical equipment kind of after I retired in 2010. I was doing online and things like that, eBay, Reverb, and then Craigslist. And then it just kind of developed into something more. And so we started our own brick and mortar shop on base about a year and a half ago. JandW Music, there.
Cool. And so tell me a little bit about, so you went through the military and then you did all this and then you decided to go to bpcc and you're about to graduate. You're graduating this semester, right?
Correct. I'm graduating in December with mass communications.
And what made you want to come and do that?
Well, as far as the mass communication, I mean, it goes kind of with music. Music is a form of communication. Also, I have a lot of social media that goes on with the shop. I have a YouTube channel, JandW Music, and all the other social media that go with it. So mass communication really tied into what I was doing, and also helped, whether or not it was the Photoshop or photography classes to help do things to upload pictures and things like that, and also, like I said, do the YouTube channel.
Okay, very cool. And so what do you do on your YouTube channel?
A lot of the YouTube channel has to do with reviews and topics on the instruments or amps or just whatever kind of things I have here in the shop, accessories, things like that. But it's mostly reviews or reveals, and then talking about those.
Okay. So before we get more detailed in the shop, Wendy, how did you get involved? Do you play as well?
No, I do not play. No.
She plays piano.
Okay.
I'm a supportive wife.
And so, what do you do here at the shop?
I try to help out as much as I can. I'm not very musically inclined, so it's pretty much left up to him to do most of it. So I come up here, I clean, I sweep.
Keep him in order.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Do the decorations.
She's my support. I definitely couldn't have done it without her.
Very cool. And so, what made you decide to do a brick and mortar?
Well, that was just kind of the next step. I mean, it's kind of in my family's kind of genes anyway, as far as I have a business. My mom had a candy vending business when I was younger. My youngest sister close to me, her and her husband had a restaurant. My brother has an electronics store in Arkansas. So it was just kind of one of those things. And like I said, I had the website kind of going, so it was just the next kind of transition.
Okay. And so what, and can you play all the instruments you have here?
I'm a better collector than a player,
Okay.
but yes, I can play the instruments that are here.
What's your favorite instrument to play?
Well, I am definitely more into the electric guitars. I do have my own, collection that's not up here. So I'm stuck in that, in that 80s, MTV Headbangers Ball era. So rock and roll, heavy metal, that kind of stuff.
Cool. And do you help him with the social media stuff?
A little, not too much. He does a lot of all of this on his own. I'm just kind of the supportive person and just, try to give him some ideas the best I can.
Well, she does plug a lot in, especially Facebook and other
Yeah.
places. She does
I
actually
help
put a lot.
advertise.
Okay. And what all do you, what all do you do on social media?
Like I said, Facebook page, and on those I list posts, even things for sale, just different general information about it. I have Instagram that also posts things to Twitter. So really all of those, just to kind of get the information out, if there's any specials going on or new product that I have coming in, or the same thing, if I have a new video on YouTube, it also has a link that goes to Twitter to let my subscribers know.
And so, tell me a little bit about your store. Like, what do you have here? What all do you offer?
Okay. Well, we're a full-service guitar shop. So, besides in saying that, as far as having guitars, and we do new, pre-owned, used, and consignment, so anybody can bring their items in. We can also sell it for them. We also do lessons here, and later on you'll meet our instructor Gary Blake, but he does our lessons and also our guitar repair. So really full service, but we carry other instruments besides just guitar, and really we have Parkway just down the street, which they're known for their local high school band, and then even Elm Grove Middle School, but we're gonna start carrying more things that they need for their bands. So since we're just literally a quarter mile down the street, it'll be easier for all of the local, students to come and pick up their local band stuff.
Okay, so you're looking at getting the trumpets, saxophones.
At least the maintenance stuff, maybe
okay,
not,
okay.
and we can order those, and we can even special order the full, instrument. But I think for us, we're going to start out at least for just the stuff that they need, as far as the mouthpieces, the reeds, the swabs, things like that.
And how long have you been in this spot?
This location, we just started at the end of October, so
About 3 weeks.
about 3 weeks now we've been in here. But as far as being a brick and mortar, a little over a year.
And I see you have a little stage back there. Do you have any plans for the stage?
Yes, we do. We're going to start doing open mic nights. We're thinking about doing twice a month, maybe on Tuesdays. Just having those, a place for people to come and try out their material. Like I said, it's not a very large place, but in saying that, that way they'll be able to come and play, kind of work their butterflies out on our smaller stage before they go, to a larger setting. Plus, we also use that for our students for the same thing. That way, they can kind of practice on the stage, before they want to maybe start a band with their friends or go perform out.
Do y'all ever do like recitals, like have all your students come together?
We have, as a matter of fact, we actually have several of our guitar students who are taking guitar and learning it for their senior project.
Oh, cool.
And that's actually part of it, is to be kind of recorded, to be filmed for it. And so we've been using the stage to record their senior project performance.
Oh, awesome. Okay. And I noticed you have drums. Do y'all specialize in drums as well?
We do have drums, and we carry their accessories, several other percussion accessories. Those particular drum kits that we have now, they're consignments. They're, again, we can special order anything that anybody wants, but those particular kits are consignment items.
What do you like best about, or what y'all can talk on this, what do you like best about, like, having your own business, especially a very cool guitar shop?
Well, for me at least, there is. I guess at first I would have said more freedom, but obviously I have less free time now than when I work for somebody. But I've worked for the government all my life since I was like 19 years old. I started out in the military, retired there, and then I worked for the VA after that, and then that's where I left the VA to open this. So I went from a very regimented schedule to something to where I had more input with, or so it's more freedom. I have less free time, but there's more freedom and more of my input that I get.
Right. And what do you like about it?
I like the hours. We get to spend more time together.
Cool. So you get to come and hang out, do lunch.
Yeah, I meet him up here for lunch, and when I go back to work, or I come up here on Saturdays when I'm off, or try to help out.
What how has the classes you've taken helped you with this and pursuing like your training?
Sure. No, mass communication. I mean, there's quite a bit besides even just the things I mentioned earlier, as far as Photoshop and And even like where we're in film classes, we're learning how to do YouTube videos and manipulate, images and try and for the video side. But I mean, there's a lot of audio and Pro Tools and things like that. So just in this degree program, I mean, it could help even the recording side of music, like say using Pro Tools and other things that'll really help the industry and things I can talk about to other customers when they come in and
Did you take the Pro Tools class?
So far I haven't.
You haven't? Have you ever done any recording, or is that something that you?
That's something to look forward to in the future. Right now, I haven't done any recording. Most of all my play has been either home in the living room, or I've got a shop in
In the
my backyard
backyard.
where I keep my collection. Like I say, it's not in the house anymore where it can be kind of
He's got his own little man
I
cave
got
back
my own
there.
man cave. So
What's the coolest or your most prized possession guitar?
well, as far as my number one, it's a carving that I had custom made, and I was the only one. At least the time when I ordered it several years ago, the guy said I was the only one to order like that. On guitars, I'm more of a reverse headstock guy, and I ordered a Jason Becker, but he's the one that actually replaced Steve Vai and David Lee Roth's band.
Okay.
Steve Vai went to Whitesnake, but anyways, I got his signature guitar, but I had it done with a reverse headstock. But it's a nice ash body, natural finish. But anyways, since I had it custom made, I had to wait 10 weeks for it to come to me.
Oh, wow.
And everything. Everything else I bought has been kind of mass produced, but that's the only one that's been made for me. So anyway, that's the most expensive one I own too.
Okay, so before we take a break, one, I guess, real serious or somewhat serious question: How important is music to like your life and like how you feel it's important to other people's lives?
Well, for me, I mean, it's kind of an escape, a way to kind of let loose or let the day kind of melt away. I was talking to other folks and nowadays kids or children, whatever, they're using video games. A lot of times they get frustrated playing video games, especially if you're not doing so well in the game or losing or whatever, but they're sitting there for hours. Where with music, I mean, you're actually releasing something. You're getting that the stress of that day away. You're not really adding to it. But that's our hope too, is that maybe music will come back as they really start taking the music programs out of schools. So anyways, I just rather have this kind of release and calming effect that music has.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
It's the same. I like music. Certain songs can take you back to certain times, and it's a nice little getaway.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've always felt that music like speaks to you. You hear a song and feel that certain emotion, and I think it's very cool.
Yeah.
What music can do for people and for yourself.
Right.
It can take you back 20 years in an instant.
Very cool. Well, thank you. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to come back with your
He does our lessons
Lessons
and repairs,
and
Mr.
repairs.
Gary Blake.
Mr. Gary Blake.